Google versus OpenAI. The tech battle of the century is about to kick off, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Hey guys, Ben here, back with another Tech Talk. Back in March of 2023, Google announced a new AI platform, Bard, as a rival to the likes of ChatGPT, which is owned by OpenAI. Well, after a brief flop, Bard is back in the race, and it looks better than its rival in pretty much every way. In this video, I'll run you through 8 ways that ChatGPT 4 falls short against Bard. Oh, and you want to stick around to the end of the video because reason 8 will definitely shock you. Anyways, let's get straight into it. So the first way that Bard pulls ahead of ChatGPT 4 is in regards to internet access, and this in of itself is actually huge. Bard can give you responses from the internet in real time. That means that if you have a request that needs the most up-to-date information, let's say you're writing a science paper, for instance, Bard will be able to scour the internet and find the most recent sources. On the other hand, ChatGPT 4 relies on a dataset with information going up until 2021. This means that the entire platform is missing 2 years of information. And in the information economy that we're living in, this is a very big deal. The limited dataset of ChatGPT 4 is the reason why it can give false information from time to time. Bard likely won't have this issue thanks to its internet access. And if Bard already didn't have that going for it, there's also more. Bard will give you search engine suggestions as you interact with it. This will make bringing your idea to life so much easier as you virtually guarantee to always have more research to do. ChatGPT 4 has nothing of the sort. So we start off the score 1-0 Bard. Now the second area is visual response. Now, I don't know about you, but I hate looking at massive blocks of text whenever I'm trying to find an answer to something. If I want to research the best skylines in America, I actually want to see pictures instead of just paragraphs of information. I mean, pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? Well, Google has taken this on board with Bard, adding a visual element to the platform. Whenever you search for something, if there is relevant images, Bard will show these images to you so you can actually get a better answer to the question that you were trying to answer. And because Bard has internet access, you know that these images are also going to be accurate. ChatGPT 4 doesn't offer this feature. The only response you're ever going to get is a paragraph of information, and a lot of the time, that's just not going to do it for people. It can just feel boring and plain and makes research, something that should be enjoyable, just pretty dull. So, the score is now 2-0 Bard's favor. Now the next area is human-like responses. Now I know both of these tools are AI based, but still it's nice for AI to have a bit of personality to it to make it feel more like a personal assistant rather than just a piece of technology. Well, Google has actually done a great job of programming Bard to deliver human-like responses. Bard actually feels like it has a personality. For instance, if you ask it a stupid question, it will almost get offended and offer you a pretty mean response back. You can also have a very open-ended conversation with Bard and use informal language to find the answers you're looking for. ChatGPT 4, on the other hand, really lacks any kind of personality. When it can't find an answer to your request, it won't offer you any prompts to help you conduct a better search. You just have to use the right keywords to get an accurate answer. And against Bard, it honestly feels just outdated and dull. So now the score is 3-0 Bard. Now the next area is exporting responses. So if you do any kind of extensive work or research on an AI platform like ChatGPT or Bard, chances are you're going to want to export the answers at some point. Well, Bard makes exporting responses very easy, thanks to a dedicated button that allows you to export the search into a Google Doc or even into a Gmail draft. You'll get a notification when this is complete, and the title of the doc will actually be the original search you entered in the Bard, which honestly is pretty neat. This feature is really useful if you use Google Workspace apps a lot, because you won't have to faff around with converting the file into a PDF or a Word document, which can literally take hours. Now on ChatGPT 4's side, it isn't so user-friendly. Instead of being able to export a search instantly, you will have to copy and paste everything you need manually. This makes ChatGPT feel outdated when it's compared to Bard and can bring some formatting issues with it. And quite frankly, copying and pasting things is just boring. After messing around with both platforms, I've got to admit, I just had a better experience with Bard. Everything from research to planning the YouTube video you're watching is a more streamlined experience when you use Google's AI solution. That brings the score up 4-0 Bard's favor. The next area is voice-enabled prompts. Now, productivity assistants like ChatGPT 4 and Bard are all about reducing the number of steps a user has to complete to get a desired result. And one of the best ways to take multiple steps away is by activating voice-enabled prompts. Google clearly had this in mind when designing Bard and has enabled voice prompts for all users, and they're pretty accurate too. so long as you speak loudly enough. Now, I was pretty good at using the voice-enabled feature, hence the name of this channel. Now, I do want to clarify something. ChatGPT 4 does have voice-enabled prompt capability. However, this is behind a paywall of $20 a month, and most people can't justify spending that kind of money on a platform like ChatGPT. I mean, for 20 bucks a month, we're talking about a Netflix subscription and, maybe some snacks when you decide to have a movie night or two. Not only does it cost $20 a month to use, but you'll also need to install a plugin, which is a lot of hassle for the everyday user, and it just makes this feature seems like more effort than what it's worth. So, sorry ChatGPT, you're now down 5 points. The next area is website interaction. Now, Bard's internet access makes website interaction a breeze, and personally one of my favorite features is Bard's ability to summarize a web page. All you need to do is copy the URL of the page you're looking to summarize and ask Bard to do the rest. The summaries are very accurate for my tests so far, and I love how conversational the responses are. This feature will make workplaces more productive too, because you can simply export summaries of key information to your colleagues in minutes, thus saving everyone time, and as we all know, time is money. Now on the other hand, ChatGPT 4 lacks any kind of website interaction because it's not connected to the internet. You can summarize articles, but in order to do this, you'll have to manually copy and paste the text and ask for a summary. And to be honest, it's just time consuming, and it will just spin the words in the article around rather than actually providing a meaningful summary. So that puts this little contest 6-0 Bard's favor. The next area is it provides multiple drafts. Now, when it comes to content creation, the more drafts you have, the better. And Google recognized this when creating Bard. I mean, it makes sense, they own YouTube. So every time you ask Bard a question or ask it to produce written content, it will actually create 3 separate drafts. And this is a great way to get the right response the first time, as you won't be putting all of your eggs in one basket. The ability to create multiple drafts is one which ChatGPT 4 lacks completely. When you type in a prompt, you're only going to get one answer. You can ask for multiple perspectives with prompts, but honestly, they often feel very similar and definitely not as refined as Bard's. Bard will end up taking this point too, making it 7-0 Bard's favor. For our final area, we're going to talk about costs. Now, Bard in of itself is a completely free platform to use, and as long as you have a Gmail account, you'll have access to all of its features. This basically means you can have a personal assistant in your pocket for 24 hours a day for free. And if you ask me, free is the best price. Now, once again, to clarify so facts aren't misconstrued, ChatGPT 4 likewise is free to users. However, to access the best features, you'll have to pay $20 per month. And for most people, being able to summarize an article just isn't worth this kind of money. And personally, I got a feeling that people are naturally going to prefer Bard because the best features aren't hidden behind a paywall. So that's a clean sweep, 8-0 Bard's favor. Now ultimately, Bard is better than ChatGPT 4 in basically every measurable way. A massive factor in Bard's success over its rival is its ability to access the internet, which opens the doors to so many more features like web search assistance, condensing articles, and more. Beyond this feature though, Bard just feels more refined than its counterpart. And the best part of all, it's completely free, so people are naturally going to be more inclined to use it. It's looking like the days of ChatGPT 4 are numbered. But of course, let us know your thoughts on Bard in the comments below, and check out our other videos for more AI information. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.